PA, but let me know when you going for the weekend.
Nah, Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, link up with me. We'll probably get up Saturday.
All right, I got you. Cool. All right, so yeah, so we about to get started, man. We're talking about chivalrous. So I'm gonna ask the question, right? So first thing, is it dead? Is it different? Has it evolved? What do y'all think about chivalry?
I don't
Anybody?
think it's dead.
You don't think it's dead?
I don't think that it's dead. I think that it's changed. Some guys want to be the guy that opens the door for a complete stranger, but the backlash or the pushbacks that most guys that I've seen or that I talked to said that they receive is mainly because women are like, oh, I can do it myself. I got it. I don't need you to open the door because they always assume him opening the door, him doing something, he wants something from them. And so guys have pulled back on it. But normally what I see as when you're dating somebody or going out on a date, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, a lot of times the guy will still open the door and do those things for you. But as far as just a random guy doing a stranger just being nice gesture, guys are sorry about that. Guys have pulled back on that, and because of the backlash they have received from that. So I don't think it's dead. I just think that it's changing a little bit.
I'm gonna
So
say,
anybody?
I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's dead, but it's limited.
Limit.
Chivalry has been limited. Like, certain men will do certain things for their women only around certain individuals to impress them. Like open a car door when they be around their friends, but they really don't do certain things. So I don't think it's changed, but I think it's very limited at this point because
Hmm.
of course, no offense to none of the women, but it's always like she said, women feel like, well, I can do this, I can do this. I don't need a man to do this. I don't need a man to do that. But in reality, when a man truly tries to do it, it looks, oh, you're doing it for a reason. No, I'm doing it because it's just who I am.
That's right. Okay. A limit. Does anybody else want to hop on that question? Is it dead? Has it changed? Has it evolved? What do y'all
I
think? Is it
say
still
I
the
say
same?
it's evolved and for the good or the bad. I mean, I think some people don't look for it anymore, which I think is sad. You know, some
Hmm.
women I don't think really look for it anymore because they've been, I think somebody said that last week. Yeah, I think, yeah, because Dr. Cassie was saying she's been single for so long that she's used to doing everything. So when she actually goes out on a date or whatever, it's been a while. You know, it had been a long time since somebody opened the door for her because it's been a minute since she's been
My
on a
bad.
date.
What it
So
is? So for me, I don't think it necessarily evolved. Man, I think it's just one of them things that stay the same throughout the time. And it's just me, but me, I'm an old school type of dude in general. Um, I think it's still the same, but as we talk, y'all may change my mind. Um, yeah, that's just me. I
I,
don't think it. Go ahead, walk.
oh,
Walk,
you,
then you
Leo,
go.
Leo, you want to go first?
No, go ahead. Hey,
Oh, I
go ahead.
think I think it's definitely changed. I don't think it's changed within the men that have it instilled inside of them, but the reaction to it has changed. Where before it was a badge of honor for a man to be able to open doors and do the things, for his chivalry. Now, when you do it, you would have women walk right by like, okay, you ain't have to do that, or I can do that on my own. There's nothing. The reception of it is like the value of it has went down. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It's not
Mm,
valued the way that it used to be, and because of that, I think some men that were doing it for the wrong reasons or look to get some kind of response out of it may have stopped. For me, it's not an option because that's the way I was raised. If my grandmother, mama, don't let that woman touch that door. Don't let that woman do this. Pull out that chair. It was drilled in me for so long that I do it for complete strangers. It doesn't matter. So it's just in me, so it comes out. But I think the reception of it has absolutely changed, and that's what the
the
dynamic on it
reception.
has kind of died down.
I like that. The reception of it. I like that. Okay, what you got, Leo? Yeah.
So I'm with Walt. Mine is very similar. So what I was gonna say, chivalry actually is met by feminine energy and softness,
Yeah.
and so I believe as equal as a woman desires a man to be chivalrous, her softness and her operating in feminine energy welcomes chivalry. And you have to look at the course of the last 10, 15, 20 years. I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? What do women say? Don't approach me at the gym. I'm not here for that. You know, I'm here to work out. What do they say if they're in the grocery store? Hey, I'm just trying to grab something. I'm not made up, you know. So over the course of the last 10, 15, 20 years plus, women have constantly told men don't approach them under certain circumstances. If they out with a girl, hey, I'm just out having fun with my girls. I'm not here for that. And so men have been trained and taught, fall back, don't say nothing. And so now what men do is, like Walt say, they reserve certain energy depending on if you drop a handkerchief. If you drop a handkerchief, and you give me a sign that my chivalry and gentleman qualities are welcomed into your space, cool. But until then, more men are falling back because that's what you told us to do.
Don't say you, say some. We
No,
can't
thank you.
all those blanket terms like
Hey,
that.
y'all not finna do my boy like that. He expressed himself.
Hey,
And if he want to speak in absolutes, he can
y'all
speak
tell
in
me y'all
absolutes.
sisters didn't say that. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me a lot of y'all sisters didn't say that.
A lot is different from just saying everybody. Yeah, I'll say a lot. I don't do it, but
Right.
I'm sure a lot do, but not everybody.
But
So
What's up, Derek? What's up?
does that get so?
Approaching. Go ahead, Walt. I'm sorry.
No, I want to ask the ladies about that. With what bro just said about a lot of ladies, I'm making sure I'm saying a lot of ladies have decided to put up that strong front. I can recall I was just in a conversation where I was trying to express to someone that, hey, being your soft girl, you're saying you want to be treated like this, and I want you to live in your soft girl era. But with you being in your soft girl era, it requires you, excuse me, to be a soft girl. Yeah. You can't be but then you want me to handle you gently. No, I'm gonna handle you like I'm wrestling a silverback. If that's how you're coming, that's that's what you're gonna get back. So when he say, I love the way, bro, Leo, I love the way you said if you drop that handkerchief and we see that femininity, okay, that automatically clicks back into what we're used to. We result back to, okay, we can be our genuine self in this situation. But if you run around and you talking about popping your gack and doing all this and you got on this tough approach, is that fair that majority of the women nowadays are using that to say, hey, I got to be tough all the time? So how do you guys, how does that wear for you that want this to be happening, but you don't want to fall under that category? I kind of rambled on a little bit, but the question
That's
I'm
a good
saying,
question.
with them changing the narrative, how does it affect women that want chivalry to still continue?
Therese, I want to hear from you real quick. How are you this evening?
I'm well. Hi. Oh,
What you
this is
think
a.
about? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just gonna ask you what you think about that particular question and this topic that we're talking about.
Um, First of all, from my standpoint, I say chivalry's dead
Okay.
because I witnessed it with my grandson. Um, he just didn't do things I felt like he should do as part as becoming a young man. So when I inquired about it, my daughter said, "I don't teach him now. Why does he have to do that?"
Hmm. Wow.
So, and I think that it's been that way for some time throughout the generation. They just stopped believing it. Now, me personally, I like it. I kind of require it
Okay.
because I
So
think it sets the tone. It sets a certain tone that women desire, and and things start falling into place when it even comes to like just going out on a date and communicating and taking the lead, letting him take the lead. So I like it. I don't think that with my generation is dead. I just think the generations after me, it's hit and miss, and then the generation after that, it's just dead.
what generation are you in? Do you mind me asking?
I am Gen X. Am I Gen X? I'm
How old are you?
57. 57.
Oh, you're right on the cusp of Gen X and Baby Boomer. You're right there. Okay, so he said it's not required with her grandson. Man, what y'all think about that, fellas,
So,
ladies?
so how do you? Because his mother doesn't enforce that, how do you handle it with him?
I enforced it.
Okay,
That's my roof. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you this.
Okay.
What you do when you and your mother go away from here is between you. But as a young black man, I need for you to understand this.
Okay.
So do you enforce it with yourself and with other young ladies?
The women in my family, yes,
Yeah.
I tell
Okay.
them that's part of their self worth. Knowing your
Okay.
self worth and how you want to be treated. You have to teach people how to treat you. Not everybody's gonna know how to treat you. So if the standard is now, treat all women like this or treat most
Yeah.
women like that, you still gonna have to teach that person how to treat you.
I'm glad you
Like
said that. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I have a
Man, what y'all
question.
think about that? Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Leo.
I have a question. So, with that being said, I saw a couple of comments that spoke about security and safe. A woman has to feel security and safe. And from a man's perspective, most men don't want to feel like we got to go through boot camp just to say hello. And so, as a woman, reading these comments about you have to feel safe or secure in that aspect, to drop a handkerchief and to feel feminine and to welcome a man to say hello, for men, they don't know what does that look like. For the women on the panel, what does that look like in the aspect of you have to feel secure or safe enough to drop a handkerchief?
I don't have those safety issues. Like, I don't be feeling unsecure in most situations. So I mean, it's rare that if I'm not feeling safe, I probably not need not to be there. Is what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
Right. For me, I feel like, before I go anywhere with anybody, certain conversations are automatically had, right? You know, and so feeling safe, I'm not going to go anywhere that I don't feel safe, period. I'm just not going to do it. But I feel like, um, I know, Leo, I think I agree with you. When you give that feminine energy, he's going to respond. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there and he gets out the car and I continue to sit there, two things is gonna happen. I'm gonna sit there or he's gonna come back and open the door, right? And you don't have to be sassy about it. You don't have to have an attitude behind it. Sometimes they just don't know. And so I think teaching people what you like and what you need is very, very important. It's just how you go about doing it. It's all about tone. So I would just sit there and then hopefully he gets it. If he doesn't get it, then I would say, hey, I like it when you open the door for me. You know what I'm saying? And just go from there. I don't think there's nothing wrong with mentioning it because some people, like you said, are not raised like that. They just don't do it.
But I think what
I'm
Leo
about
is talking about is like outside of a relationship, like just on day to day life.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if
Like,
you're in a grocery store, why would you?
yeah,
Why would I feel unsafe in a grocery store? Like, if somebody, wants to do something, open the door for me or whatever that looks like in the grocery store, or reach the thing up high that I can't reach because I'm not 6 feet. That's I'm gonna ask you. I ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm afraid to ask them to help me. I'm asking.
DJ.
No,
Let's go beyond it. Let's go beyond the door.
all right, let's go.
Here's another thing that men don't do. And I say chivalry is actually dead to an extent. Um, when you see a puddle, a real man supposed to take his jacket off and lay his puddle down so a woman can walk over that. Brothers don't do that. A real man's supposed to keep an umbrella just in case when it's raining, but guess what? He's not doing that neither. A
Gotcha.
real man would take his jacket off and give it to his woman in case they don't have an umbrella. He won't do that. A real man will actually walk across the street before his woman does. But men don't do that neither. A real man will walk on the outside of his woman instead of on the inside. Brothers ain't doing that neither. Let's keep it a buck. So where's the chivalry at for real, for real?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are
yeah.
doing
But
that.
but Velvet, I'll say this to defend men in some aspect. Now I'm the one that if someone's ever walking behind me and a woman, they're gonna be like, damn, what happened? Because if the road shift, I shift. Inside, if a car's coming on this way, move over. I'm gonna do it every time. But it's
Yeah.
been times where I'm doing that and I've had women say, stop, you don't have to do that, just walk. Or when you go to do this, the reaction you give. So it's like I was on this panel. I was not on this panel. I was on a panel a while back, and I heard one of the reasons women say they don't do it is I have to deal in corporate America with men and doing this every day. So I'm doing this 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and then when I come home, I'm doing this, this, this. It's hard for me to step out of it. And at first, I agreed, but then I thought about it. I say, wait a minute.
You
I'm a
should want to
black
step
man,
out of it.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Every time I walk out that door, I got two things against me already that I got to look at and worry. But when I'm in the comfort of a woman, I still do not take out my rage or my frustration with what's going on against the world against
Yeah.
her. I have to know to flip that switch off. We can't keep allowing, because of our jobs or because of our situations, when we are into a setting with a man and a woman, we can't continue to allow, well, I'm like this because this is what I do all day. It's not about what you're used to, it's about what you want. If you want to be in a soft girl era, you're going to have to allow yourself to be placed in this era and do certain things that a man would be willing to give that off to you. Because if not, who wants to spend 2 hours on a date fighting to pull out your chair or open your door when whatever I'm doing is coming with conflict? So, Velvet, I think a lot of men have chose to have peace instead of trying to argue why it's important for me to walk first. Oh, I can do it myself. Don't walk in front of me. Walk beside me. Okay, well, I'll walk beside you.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
I
Therese.
find chivalry in married men. Not because I date married men, because those are the men that say, "Excuse me, let me get that for you." You'll see the ring on their finger. "Excuse me, let me carry that for you." "Excuse me, you dropped this, let me pick that up for you." "Excuse me, let me put this umbrella over your head and walk you. Where you going? You going down the way to your office? Here, it's raining. Let me use my umbrella for you." I find it a lot in married men. Not because I date married men, but those are the men that are actually doing it.
So, do
I
you
have to
think it's an
disagree
age?
Well, in my experiences,
because I'm single, and there's times when I'm going into a store, just even going to go get gas. If I'm walking in with a guy, I've never had not had a guy hold the door for me or even
really?
open it for me.
Oh man, where you
They're
live?
not all married men that that do that.
He's in
And
Texas. Texas.
Oh wow,
actually,
I
I'm in
experience it all the
Missouri.
time.
Actually, I'm in
I experience it all
Missouri,
the time.
but
People
wherever I
Missouri?
go,
ask,
but wherever I go, I've never had a problem, and I think that it comes back to you know that energy, that femininity, because I've never had a problem with a guy opening the door for me. If go to the if we meet each other at the door at the same time, I'll let them do it. And I think it goes back to kind of what Walton was saying. Sometimes some guys will and won't, but all the guys that do it are not married guys. Some guys are single, and I just
Okay,
think
so let me ask y'all a question, right? So, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word chivalry? Men and women, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
For me, the first thing is just opening a door for some reason. And I mean, I see young guys doing it too. I don't just have older men. Like, I'm talking about kids that are like probably 18 or 20 holding doors for me when I ain't like Joanna from a femininity standpoint, but I ain't giving that masculine energy either. But, I'm so
Got
much
you.
in between. But
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to agree with Velvet. We gotta go beyond opening the door, pulling out the chair, all that stuff. Like,
And that's the reason why I asked that
um,
question. What's the first thing that comes to mind? But go ahead.
it's deeper than that. It's how you protect me in a conversation with your family. It's how you protect me in a
ooh,
conversation with your
man,
friends. It's deeper than the basic. The
Respect.
basic is opening the door. The basic, that's the foundation of chivalry. But we're grown now, we're
Mm-hmm.
older now, right?
Yeah.
How do you protect me in the conversations? How do you
do, do,
respect me and honor me, you know
do you
in
have
our
my
family
back?
discussions, reunions, stuff like
Yeah.
that, even with your friends? That's what I think about.
Chivalry protection.
I don't know, but I have to agree with Velvet, go deeper.
I like
so.
that, Dr. Cassie. And there was some great responses in the comments. Does anybody else want to? So, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the word chivalry? Chivalrous.
I agree with Cassandra because I was going to say, kind of, when I think about it, it's a person that has a level of attentiveness, integrity, and a care in their action.
Walt, what you think, bro? What's the first thing popped in your mind when I said that word? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just trying to
Respect,
see.
protection.
Respect, protection.
Is the word is catering. Catering would be the better term for me. When I think of chivalry, I think of catering. Um, that's how a man should do a woman, to put her to cater to her. So that's what that respect, protection, and catering kind of all come to mind with my
Mm.
mindset of the word chivalry.
But
Okay, Velvet Leo, y'all want to hop on that real quick?
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with Ephesians 5:21 when I think
Well, you
about
better
it.
preach, boy.
Yeah, man. Look, I got to give it to you raw. But I'm gonna go with Ephesians 5:21, man, where it tells you subject yourselves one to another in the omniscience of the Lord. There's no way I can be chivalrous to a woman if I don't see her in the way that God sees her. And it's like Dr. Hall said, you get past the basics, then you actually see her the way God sees her, then you know how to cover her, protect her, see her more than just in the natural, more than just in actions, but spiritually praying over her, interceding, understanding and seeing things. You know how they tell you got to secure her insecurities? Ain't no way you can do that without going to the manufacturer. So when I see chivalry, it's seeing her in the way that the creator made her and giving me the tools to serve in that area.
All right, bro. I ain't mad at you, Velvet. Did you want to hop on that?
I can't even come behind that. He done hit it on the head.
Right.
Look, bing, check. That's it.
I agree, man. I was gonna say trust. You know, it has to be trust, man. That's the first thing that popped in my mind when I first heard the first thing that popped in my mind was trust, man. But and I say trust, and the reason why I say trust is because, man, it allows room for so much more. You know, it allows room to begin to tap into and operate in those other areas that everyone speaks about. But for me, it just starts with trust. You know, so yeah. And that's just the first word that popped in my mind. What's going on, D?
Join the party.
Appreciate you, bro. You know you're always
Hey,
welcome.
D.
Man, we sitting up there just asking a couple of questions. You know what I'm saying? You want to listen in or you got something you want to say real quick?
I'm a listen. I mean, this question about chivalry, I guess for me, it really comes down to one word, and that's safety. Like on all levels, whether it's
Yeah.
in communication, how you treat them, even opening up the door, making sure they get through the door safe. It sounds small, but to me, it's about safety, which I also
Safety.
call the sixth love language. So that's kind of like the biggest thing for me is as a man, as you move around the world in the frame that you walk in.
Yeah.
If you're protecting women in that way, it should be a matter of character.
I like that you said that. So
Hmm.
when it comes to chivalry, right, has an expectation shifted from then to now? Or are the expectations the same?
I think they're shifted,
it's
and I think
person by person.
it's
Person?
shifted more so because, like he just broke down, they don't understand. I don't say I'm not going to say they. A lot of people don't understand the true reasoning, like Derek just say, for us opening that door for you first, for us stepping outside first, for us walking on the edge of the street, for us walking you to the door and making sure you're in and the door is closed before we turn around and walk away. It's reasons behind that that I don't think they're looking at the reason. Hey, we're doing this to protect you. And I think and now in this day and age, when you do that, a lot of the bite back that we get, I can protect myself. I don't need you to do this for me.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it puts us in a situation like, once again, am I going to fight you to protect you? I'm trying to be your security and your peace. But if it's going to disturb my peace in order to do it, what do I do? Do I just leave you alone or do I just remove that element out of our relationship?
Yeah.
So Walter, when I listen to you guys talk, I look at it two different. I'm looking at two different things because a lot of what you're saying is based upon you having some sort of relationship with the person. But if we're going back to what it was the first thing that come to mind, what if it's a complete stranger? You're not expecting the things that Dr. Cassie is talking about when you're dealing with a complete stranger that's opening the door for you. It depends on the person that you're talking about is what chivalry means to you. Is it a stranger? Is it a person you're involved with? Is what I'm saying. Because it's two different
Before
things.
you answer that though, before you answer that, I want to hear what Leo got to say so we won't shift too far. Go ahead, Leo.
I think it's changed for one reason in particular. There are various reasons why, but I think one of the main reasons that chivalry has changed is the word entitlement. I believe now
Okay.
everybody having a platform, everybody having a mic. Most women, I digress. Most people have now adopted terms from the internet, such as 50-50 talk, who's the table, what do you bring to the table? And you see it infiltrating into marriages and relationships that was once solid, but now overexposure to bad conversations has led to entitlement of, I want a soft life, I want this, I want that. And it doesn't go back to the Ephesians 5:21 of catering and serving to each other. So that safety also comes with reciprocation at a price. And so I think it's changed because a lot of individuals that you see now are more entitled that they deserve, and it's more about them than the combination of the collaboration of a purpose together.
Well, Walt.
Well, I think when we speak on that and we're coming from a stranger's aspect, chivalry for that is our way of showing, hey, I am a safe place. I'm holding that door open for you. It's something that can be identified to, hey, he's different. Hey, if something goes wrong, with me having a wife, with me having a mom, a grandmother, daughters, if something goes wrong, I want my wife or my daughter or my grandma, whoever, to look, unfortunately, find the strongest black man you see that you feel going to protect you and get to them and let them shield you in this situation if I'm not there. That's what I would love to happen. So the way to do that is how you see him with the things that he's doing on a regular basis. Okay, this man just seen 3 women walking in and he let the door slam in their face. Most likely, don't talk to that man at all. Because that's the things that he do when it comes to being chivalrous, that can tell his whole actions. Now, if it's just something where the door slipped or if it's room for judgment, then yeah, you make that judgment call. But if you see he's just being completely rude, is a heavy door, is something going on, hey, can I help you with your groceries? Can I pick that up for you? If he walked by, I would hope if my daughter or someone is seeing that man walk by and do that, no, I don't want a man like that. If that was my dad, he would have stopped and helped that lady.
Yeah, that's
So
a good.
I think by that is our way of saying, hey, we're different. We still exist.
Oh, well, I gotta talk about the opposite of that, dude. So here's my thing, and I'm listening to what you're saying, right? So if you're a man with a woman, if you're married, sometimes you may try to do something for another woman, and your woman will actually get mad at you for doing that. Like, why you held the door for her? If she's a real woman and she understands that you are a man of stature, and like, listen, I do this is just what I do.
Yeah,
But sometimes, and I'm not saying all, but there are some married couple where the wife will actually get upset that this man held the door for another woman, or he helped her with her bags to the car, depending on the age of the woman. Sometimes they're looking at, oh, you're just trying to, why are you doing that for her? She can carry her own bags, but babe, this is just what I do. Sometimes chivalry is like, it's almost like a habit. You know what I'm saying? If you're used to doing it, it becomes like second nature to you. So you don't even think that you're doing it subconsciously. Like, let me just help this woman with her bags. And some
yeah.
women get upset about that and look at you like, well, wait a minute, why are you doing that for her? And it's like, but babe, this is what I do. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with no intent. I'm just doing it because this is just who I am as a man. That's the
I
hard
agree
part.
with that, man. And man, so real talk. I was talking to a lady earlier about this topic, right? And she said, if you as a man hold the door open for a woman, and if she walks in and she don't say thank you, let it close on the back of her heel. Not my words. Not my words. Those were her words. I thought she was joking. I looked at her. I was like, "Are you serious?" And she said, "Yeah." I even told my son that. I said, "So let it close on the back." I said, "Yeah," because now she feels entitled. She don't appreciate it, and I did not say this, but this was some advice given to me by an older woman. She said, "Let that door close on the back of her sandal." I was like, "Wow, I don't know about that, but I mean, what y'all think?"
That's painful if it
Yeah.
happens.
But I understand it. I
I
wouldn't do it.
understand. Yeah, I
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't do it, but I do understand the concept of it. It's kind of like, okay, if I just held this door for you, if I'm holding this for you and you don't say thank you, I want to come knock it out your hand. Now,
Right,
will I do it? No. But it's just the principle of for every good action, there should be a good reaction.
right,
But
right,
So
right.
it's
CJ,
not that we're doing it for the reaction, but the reaction is appreciated. If it's the bare minimum for me to hold the door, it should be the bare minimum for you to say thank
You don't
But
say
can I
I
thank
was
you.
ask
gonna
you
That's
this,
ask.
cool.
DJ?
Somebody was
Can
gonna
I
ask you.
ask you this,
Go
DJ?
for it, yes.
Yes,
Is it entitlement or is it expectation?
it could be one in either or, one or the other.
Because I kind of sense there's a disgust of women's behavior towards this is what I'm getting, like an entitlement that they have to. But what if it's an expectation? That's what my dad did, that's what my brothers do, that's what every man I'm around do, I'm used to it. What if it's an expectation? What the fear causes us to say and do a lot of things and respond differently. I'm gonna give you a quick example and I'm gonna let you go. And I'm gonna mute. But I was on the plane and I was walking in, and I'm a smiler. I smile at everyone, right? And this gentleman said, "Oh my goodness, you have beautiful teeth. Let me take your bag." But he had three different women pass with heavier bag than me, all that, right? But
Hmm.
just because I was smiling, he said, "Oh, let me get," and I'm like, "No, sir, I'm good." And he's like, "No, no, no." And he fought me to help me with my bag. Now, did I not accept? Not because I didn't want to accept, but I saw three other women heavier bag than me that he ignored. So why choose me to help me with my little bag that I don't need help with? You see what I'm saying?
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Maybe he's flirting with you, ma'am. I mean,
Exactly, right?
and with
So
that,
I'm saying what I'm trying, the point I'm trying to make is not that people are entitled, is that maybe it's an expectation. Maybe if I had
Thank
an
you, Coach.
expectation, that's what men did, right?
Yeah, perhaps,
So
perhaps.
that's all I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to bring a different perspective because
Uh,
Mr. Walt is like,
well, hold on.
you know,
Oh, hold on. Let's go to Joanna first, then Walt, then you can talk to you if you want. All right, go ahead, Joanna.
Okay, so my take on this is we can't police what they do. So my thing is, yes, I believe that some women do feel entitled, but the ones that feel or that expect it, their response is a thank you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Their responses, they're going to give you that response. If you open the door for me, I'm going to turn around and say thank you. Period. When you feel entitled is normally when they don't respond. They just walk in like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Then you got to know the difference. And you can't control the difference. All you can do is make a decision within yourself saying, hey, I'm just going to open the door because that's just what I do. And when you look at it from that
yeah,
point, then we can't get caught up in the women that respond the way we want them or need them to or think they should versus the women that do it because you just got to understand that's just what you're dealing with. Just like when I walk, like if I go up to a door and a guy chooses not to open the door for me, I can't get upset about it. I just go ahead and just open the door, right? And understand that's just, he could be in that place, but I don't get a chance, if a guy wants to help me, I don't know. I just feel like you just got to accept it. You either are someone who's going to open the door or you're not someone who's going to open the door. And women, if somebody's open the door, please say thank you. I don't think you should have an option not to say thank you, but those are the women out there. But just say thank you. There's nothing wrong with common courtesy. And I think that's what chivalry is. Sometimes it's just common courtesy from the man and even from women.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I got you. Walt, what you got? Walt, you want to add?
um, Dr. Hall, I say, I look at it like this. If you were walking up and you had to choose to pet two dogs, and one of the dogs was wagging their tail and smiling, and the other one was growling, which one are you going to pet?
I
So
love that
even if you
example.
have to bypass that first one, because the one behind it is wagging and kicking and jumping, and this one is snarling, you're going to choose to go which one seems more receptive.
True,
So the
true.
fact that you had a smaller bag, but you had a smile, it was more receptive for that person to say, I want to deal with this person with the pleasant attitude. I will stand in line. I've seen it. Okay, it's the next teller. I'm looking at this teller at the bank. They got an attitude. The line could be long as Methuselah. I don't care. I'm next to her. You can go ahead. Because I don't want that negative energy to have a negative effect on the rest of my day. So I'm going to choose to wait longer so I don't have to deal with it. That's the same thing. If it comes to we can only help one person, we're going to help the one that's more receptive, that's more loving and caring and happy that we're doing it
True
compared to the
story.
one that may really be in need.
Right.
Leo, you had something to add on that, bro?
A couple of things. One about the holding the door, and if they don't agree, which leads into the next. Now, I haven't done it with women, but when they have sons and little boys, young boys that are old enough to hold the door, and they should be in that position, I have let them look do. Hey man, what you think you doing, man? If you don't grab this door, man, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the little dudes, they laugh every time. So I have had it where boys try to walk right on behind, and I put that arm out there. Hey, like a lineman. Hey, bro, what you think? Wait, hold on, bro. This ain't what we doing. I'm older than you. Like, grab this door. I'm showing you what you're supposed to be doing. And every time they're like, yes, sir. Now, in regards to what Dr. Hall was speaking about, in regards to the aspect of women, the expectation versus, whatnot, not everybody is taught on the same level. And so there's a term that I typically have to let women know. Don't attempt to date yourself through me. What your dad, brother, uncle, and everybody else used to do may not be exactly the way that I present it. So if you're trying to get me to present it and deliver in the way that dad, granddad, uncle, and brother do it, no, you can't teach me how to date you. Have the Leo experience and don't try to date yourself through me. Otherwise, go to somebody else. So my chivalry may not look like theirs, but it's still chivalry.
And I think it's levels to chivalry too. And I think when you think about, there's levels to it as you evolve in a relationship. There's levels to it. I feel like, yes, we can talk about throwing the jacket down, and granted, okay, it's just
Mm-hmm.
levels to it. Period. I just feel like it's levels to it. I won't expect a stranger to really put his jacket down, for me to walk over a puddle. I don't. I wouldn't expect that. If he did it, I would definitely be highly appreciative, but I would definitely not expect it. So, because I think that there's levels to it, which is rightfully so. You can't do everything for everybody.
Derek, you want to hop on in here, bro?
Um, so I think I agree with everybody has their lived experiences too, and to the point of this thing having levels. I think to Joanne's point, and Leo's point, there are people who just they were never. I know societally we may see it, but people never had the somebody to model it for them to know. Like let's say I'm a door opener. Maybe I'm the one that walks on the side, but I'm not the guy who throws a jacket down because I just never. That doesn't even compute in my head. So on the one side, you may have a woman that says, "What's wrong with you? My daddy did that for me. You supposed to know." It's almost kind of like an unfair exchange, especially if this person is showing you in all other facets that they're a decent human being. Then sometimes, as you get to know them, there may be a conversation that say, "Hey, would you mind doing this?" And it doesn't mean that they're less of a man because they don't have that chip in them that just goes off like that. But on the adverse side of it too, to what Dr. Cassie was saying, and to piggyback off of Walt, um, sometimes because as men we go through so many visceral responses, we may look for the smile first, because sometimes it don't just be no thank you. It be like, ugh, like what the hell are you doing? And you be like,
If
okay,
she me,
once
it's
you get
on.
about 20 of them, now you like, okay, this one, the smiling one, yeah, let me go there. Sometimes that's what it is, and again, I will bypass the ones that's walking around like they pissed off because I don't know. Just like women, you don't know. So sometimes, also to Dr. Cassie's point, some women have been through so many interactions, negative interactions with men, that even when a chivalrous man comes around, it's like, no, I got it. Don't, nope, I'm good. And so then it becomes this thing. And if a man experiences this enough times, he'll take it away for everybody. And now you like he ain't chivalrous, but a lot of times it's because he's so used to the visceral rejection that sometimes he's just like, you know what? Maybe if I don't open the door, then I won't have to worry about anybody doing it. But it's just it's this ugly back and forth. So I'm landing my plane.
I'm gonna tell you like this. She ain't got but one time to me. I'm too snappy for that. Y'all know. If she, if she me, I'm roasting. Uh, bruh, Velvet. Help me out, man.
I mean, I'm, I'm always different. But
Yeah, I know.
my train of thought is like, if I hold a door for you and you don't say thank you, it don't really matter. I did it because that's what I chose to do. Bottom line. But if it's two doors, I'm only opening one. You're gonna open the other one on your own. But I'm not giving you that satisfaction. Because at the end of the day, if I open the door for you, Rick, I have no alternative motive. And like they said, some women, like Derek said, some women have been through so much that they think that every man that grabs the door do something has an alternative motive, and we don't. We just genuinely want to open the door, or we
Yes.
want to open the car door, whatever the case may be. Even if we're walking through somewhere like even being in New York, you get in the subway. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what, go ahead, miss, you can go on first. And he's looking at me like, no, you go first. Like, listen, just get on the train. Like, I don't want nothing from you. And if I'm sitting down and I see you standing, I'm gonna get up and give you a seat. I have no intentions of anything else but to give you that seat.
Yeah.
Bottom line. But they got to get it out of their heads that well, every man is up to something because he's doing something nice. No, we're doing it because some men are just genuinely like that. Bottom line. And
Agreed.
if they can't dissect the two difference, then that's their problem, not a me problem.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm just to say this. A lot of times women, especially women that we're in relationship with, and just in past in general, like there's a lot that goes into men being chivalrous. It's literally a safety measure. A lot of times it's men literally putting their life on the line for you, right? And to get that reaction that we get sometimes, it can be devastating. If I'm risking my life to make sure that you're safe and you me or you don't say thank you, that's a major blow. I mean, it's a blow to our ego. I mean, and it makes us look at not just this situation, but moving forward we look at it differently because we're literally risking our life to make sure that you get in the house and you don't say thank you or to walk on the side of the curb because we see this truck coming and I mean there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just those kind acts. Like it's intentional. Like we are intentionally making sure that you're safe, that you feel safe. There's so much that goes into it. And I'm only pointing that out because just be a little bit more mindful about how you respond to those chivalrous acts. What you got, Joanna? You is there a question you want to ask, Joe? Unmute yourself, please. Take yourself off mute.
Actually, we've been talking about it because some of my questions were the do's and don'ts with chivalry. So we've already kind of like covered a lot of do's and
Okay.
don'ts with chivalry. So um, yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask? If not, I got questions.
I,
I actually wanted
I
to
would.
make
I
a
just
statement
okay.
when Derek was
Walt, you
speaking
can go
earlier.
after LJ Walt. You can ask your question. All right, go ahead.
When Derek was speaking earlier, it made me think about something that he said at one of the other lives. He was talking about how he was dating someone, and they thought you should know how to fix a car. Like if you that's actually, and when I thought about that, that's actually chivalrous. Also, that's another form of chivalry. If you have somebody that's fixing your car for you, that's chivalry at its finest. Let me tell you.
That part.
I agree. I
But
agree.
it's
Thank
still
you for that.
levels to it. I
You
agree.
know,
Especially if you ain't hitting you across the head for the price.
the funny thing is, Lex in the City in the comments wrote something that a lot of times we don't understand. Things go hand in hand, like I was speaking of earlier. When we open that door for you to get in the door and we walk around to the other side, you know how many women don't reach over and open the door? It's a
Mm.
connection. It's a two-part situation. So it's one, I'm starting the engine up, and it's your job now that I turn the key over, you supposed to take over and do your next job. A lot of them just sit right there. So
Mm.
they will hold us accountable to say, you didn't open my door. I've opened your door 1,000 times. Not one time have you reached over and unlocked mine or pushed it open for me. Like it's so many different things that when we think about it, it's like, hmm, because we want to do it, and then when we are doing it and it's happening and the people are responding in a positive way, it'll stop because next thing we hear is you too good to be true. And to
Oh
me as a man, that's some of the scariest things a woman could ever say to us.
man.
Because immediately after you say I'm too good to be true, in my mind, you're purposely finna go to looking for anything to go wrong that you're not going to
Self-sabotage.
enjoy
Yeah.
what's really there. And
Man.
all of that goes into when they say, why do men not do chivalrous acts anymore? Because when we're doing it and things are going perfect and everything is going, instead of you realizing, hey, I deserve this happiness. I finally found a man, or men do it too. I finally found a woman that's giving me that security, that's giving me that peace and that comfort, that now I look at her, and instead of me saying, thank you for finally being my peace, thank you, God, my peace then came, I look at them and say, you
Uh-oh.
too good to be true.
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead, Leah.
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
bro. Yeah.
Man, I want to add to why it's scary. All right.
Let's
So
go.
some of my big brothers on this panel, they didn't tilt that they had on my blue app. I got a whole menu of dishes that I cook. All right. I cook on the level of a chef.
I
I
need to find
enjoy
you.
it. Yeah, I got you, bro. Hey, I got you. I told you I made some slap your mama chicken and rice, you know. But I say that to say I love cleaning. You don't have to do my laundry because I love the smell of the clothes in the laundry. I don't mind folding clothes. All right. I can change tires, I can change brakes, I can fix cars, I can cut grass, critique it, grooming, trim hair. It ain't nothing I can't do when it comes to around business wise, on a business level, corporate level. I'm a man of God, pray. It ain't nothing. But guess what? I had to learn how to be quiet on different things and conversations because over the course of times, just like my big brother Walt was just saying, they're like, where do I fit in at? Like, oh man, you too. And I had to learn to keep my cards close to the chest.
Yeah.
These are things I enjoy doing. And so what that immediately showed me, you may not know how to reciprocate and appreciate who I am. And so it was just like, instantly, I already know. I can be the world to you, but are you going to appreciate it? Or are you just going to sit there and be like, whoop, I got me a good one.
Yeah.
And I get nothing in return.
Right.
Man, that's tough right there, Leo. God, anybody want to comment? Go ahead, Velvet.
It's not that I'm too good to be true. It's not that. It's just that I'm too good for you. Bottom line.
Gotcha.
If you can't appreciate the man that you got, then guess what? Then you need to go on and find somebody that you need to find somebody that's on your level, because obviously, for the simple fact is, if I'm doing all this stuff and you don't appreciate it and you're trying to tell me I'm too good to be true, then maybe I am. I'm just too good to be true for you, because you ain't never seen it and you ain't never going to see it. And the fact that I'm showing it to you and you can't reciprocate and understand the type of man that I am, that's a you problem. Then you need to go back and fix yourself.
Yeah, you
Don't
ain't
look at me
wrong
and
when
be
you're
like,
right, bro.
oh, I can't believe. No, you can't believe what? You can't believe that there's actually good men out here, that a man is actually being good to you, because every man that you dealt with was sour. Every man that you dealt with didn't appreciate you, but now you got somebody that appreciates you,
Lord
and you can't even
Jesus.
see that man for his true value.
I was like,
Bye.
Yeah.
Are we wrong? Are we wrong that when we're going to do this, we're going to demand, or not even demand, we're going to require that you give us a certain response back? If this is going to be something that continuously goes on, if I'm going to be, because I love the way that they broke down chivalry as, hey, if I come out and you don't know how to change your tire and I change your tire, yeah. If you don't need to hang up a painting in your house and I come hang it up, if I come cut your grass, if I come do all of these things, you looking at it, and a lot of times I've heard when, oh, that's just what a man is supposed to do. Is it really?
Mm.
Is it really? Is it a manual or a blueprint somewhere that they've made to say, men change tires, cut grass, pick up heavy boxes, kill insects, fight bugs, do all this, and this. And then when you turn around and ask, okay, cool, I'm cool with that. What is a woman supposed to do for us?
Maybe we can give you like a foot massage. We can take you out to dinner. We can cook you dinner. I mean, whatever makes you feel good. Give you a massage, a back massage.
That's key, sis. What you just said, I love what you just said,
Yeah.
sis. What you desire. It's
Right.
so many people when it comes to a lot of times I've seen so many women and I hear them on the panels. Oh, he's not doing this or he's not doing that. I want him to do this. But when it comes to what we want, you have an expectation already in your mind. This is what I'm supposed to do to you. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to clean for you. And I'm going to give you some smecks. First off, I'm like Leo. I love cooking. I challenge my wife all the time. My wife is a phenomenal cook. But I tell her, girl, you can't mess with me in no kitchen. Like, I love to cook. I love washing the clothes. I love the way, the combination and the way I wash my clothes, Leo. I love what I do because it gives a certain smell. I do these things. I've had people who wash your clothes. Me, you're lying. No, I'm not. I'm a
Yeah.
chemist. You know, I know what to do. I know how to put these things together. So when we have these things, are we wrong as men to sit back and say, hey, wait a minute. We don't want the bare minimum either, especially if we're giving out maximum effort. Why should we accept bare minimum return? Are
But
we
can
wrong
I
for
ask
that,
a
fellas?
question?
No,
Can I ask a question though, Walt? You are upset because a woman don't want you to open the door. You are upset because a woman don't want you to do all of that. But then you just said you don't need a woman.
Hold on, LJ. Wait. Hold on, yo, Dr. Cassie. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear
Lily.
me?
Yes, Lily. Let's let her
Okay.
finish her thoughts, y'all.
All right, so I'm saying you just said some women are not willing to accept the doors being open, all these things, right? But then you just now said you don't need somebody to cook, you don't need somebody to do your laundry, all these things. What if that's what the woman can do? And she's thinking, hey, I'm gonna do this for you because that, and you just, I mean, we're being hypocritical right now, right? We're being
Hold on,
hypocritical
y'all.
right
Let's
now.
let her finish her thoughts, y'all. Let's let her finish
I'm
her
just
thoughts, y'all.
saying, if we're gonna keep this a buck, we should keep it a buck. Don't be
Right.
hypocritical. Don't say this is what you expect to do for a woman, and then you're gonna shut down what a woman is expecting to do for you. We got to be careful with that. But that's what I'm saying.
If I may respond, I don't know if you misinterpreted what I said. By no means am I saying if a woman doesn't want me to do it, then I'm going to force myself to do it. We were saying about, hey, is chivalry gone or if it's changed? And we were speaking about when men do it in general and women reject it. Now, in a relationship standard, like we say on a different level, if this is my lady and she's telling me,
I
hey,
got
you
you,
know
Velvet,
what?
next.
I don't want you to open my door, but what I do want you to do is make sure that the trash is taken out all the time. Guess what? I'm going to make sure that trash is always out. So I'm not going to disregard what she's saying. I'm going to give more because she ain't got to worry about the trash. She ain't got to worry about opening the doors. She don't have to worry about the car being washed either. So it's not that I'm being hypocritical. I don't mind, or we as men don't mind if a woman goes above and beyond and gives us more than what we ask for. But the point we're making is don't overlook what we're asking for to give us what you think we want or we need. That was the point I was saying. And in no way was I trying to be hypocritical to say if a woman doesn't want this, then I'm not. No, you don't want it. I don't have to do it, but I'm still going to do it for you. Now, what do you need me to do? I'm going to do that as well.
All right, let's let Velvet speak real quick. He been holding that finger up. Be ready. Let's go,
I
bro.
love what you said, Walt, and you hit something on the head. Here's the problem. When a man does something, we do it because this is just our natural trait. We doing it with no complaint. We don't sit back and be like, well, I did this for you. I did that for you. Who's the main one that does it? When we ask a woman, can you do this? Oh, but I do this, and I do that, and I do this. But we didn't ask you to do all that. You doing it because, why are you doing it for? Are you doing it for recognition? Or you doing it because you truly want to do it? We do things because it comes natural to us. You know what? The garbage is too heavy. Let me take the garbage out. The grass needs to be cut. Let me cut the grass. The trees need to be trimmed. Let me go cut the trims. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that we do. The oil, your car needs to be done. Let me go do that with your car. We don't sit there and look for accolades. But for some women, when they do certain things for us, it's like, oh, but I did this. I did the laundry. I had to cook for you. I had to do all things, but you didn't have to. I didn't ask you to do it. If it's coming natural, then do it naturally without complaining. Stop looking for accolades. That's the number one problem when it comes to some of these marriages and some of these relationships. That some of these women are quick to look for accolades when a man truly don't. Sometimes all we want is to thank you or I appreciate you. That goes a long way. But sometimes we don't even get that. But we get backlash and then we get the fight. Then we get the other part, oh, we're not doing enough. But what is enough? Make it make sense. What truly is enough? Because you want me to break my back for you? Now my back is broken, now what? You see what I'm saying? And you still
Yeah,
want me
yeah,
to do
yeah.
more with a broken back. Like, come on, keep it real.
But Velvet, women do it too. We cut the grass, we take the garbage out, we trim the everything you just say. Women do it too. You know,
No, you
it's so
only do grass
one-sided.
when
Hold on,
Y'all
Velvet.
are,
Go
Hold
ahead,
on,
because I
Velvet.
got
y'all
a
are
rebuttal.
so one-sided. Y'all talk one-sided. Men do the same thing that you just talk about too. You know, we can't come on here and give the impression that this is a woman issue or this issue. It's all of us issue. We got to communicate. We got to communicate. You don't have to take out the garbage if you're working all day and I'm home and I could take out the garbage. It's not a man's job or a woman's job. It's our job. And the way it's talking right now is like you're thinking women need accolades. No, we don't need accolades. We just need you to understand us and we to understand you. You know, for me, it's just not sitting right for me to sit up here and accept some of the things you men are saying because we could do the same thing too. You
And I,
know, it's just an understanding of where do I fit right now in this relationship? What is the expectation of me for you? Both ways. You know,
oh, let's let
if
Coach
we're
Derek
gonna
talk,
talk in
and
absolute
then
and say
LJ.
what women do or what men do, then we're gonna get into this, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not true.
All right, Coach Derek, and then LJ.
So I'm gonna just say this real quick. I don't think, even though it may sound this way, I don't think that when we come, at least this group of people, when we come on this group, we mean every single woman on the planet Earth, every single man on the planet Earth. I think that there is a population of women, right, that fits exactly what these men are saying. They have a lived experience. We have other men that we see go through the same lived experience, and I think that's what you're speaking to. There's another population of women that are like Dr. Cassie that will get offended if you lump them into this group, which is happening now, right? The same applies on the other side. So I think maybe the sentiment is that none of this conversation should be absolute, but it definitely is a lot of people that fit this category that we have to mention because it happens so often. But that's all I'm gonna say. I could be wrong.
No, no, you're absolutely correct, Coach, and I appreciate you saying that, bro. Because I was gonna elaborate, but of course not as eloquent as you. But thank you, sir.
But just to
LJ,
clarify, coach, I'm not offended.
hold on 1 second,
I'm not
Cassandra.
offended. Just to clarify
Saying you're
that.
offended, I'm
I'm
saying
just I'm just
you're
speaking for the
defending your point.
women who don't fall in that category, you know. But I'm not offended. I'm just having a voice for those women who cut their own grass, do whatever he just said, you know, they do.
So
I'm
you're
not
so
offended.
you're making my point. There's a group of women that don't fit this category that you are talking about. They're talking about a different segment of the population. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you per se. I'm saying the point that you're defending defends a certain part of the population that they're not talking about. That's all I'm saying.
LJ, did you still want to comment? I'm going to
Yeah,
reset the room after.
I'm
Go
a
ahead.
I'm a cut keep it a buck. We talk about these gender roles or whatever, and I'm old fashioned when it
What's
comes
up,
to
K Short?
certain things. I've never cut a shrub before in my life, nor do I ever intend to. I can cut grass. Do I want to cut grass? If I got a choice between my man cutting grass and me cutting grass, or him taking out the trash and me take, he can do it all day long because that's not something I'm trying to do on either front. I used to cut my own grass when I had to, but if I don't have to, I'm not doing it.
All right, I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, man. Live sessions with the boy DJ Unc Life. We are talking about chivalry tonight. I appreciate everyone. There's no right or wrong answer. We're just expressing our experiences, our perspectives, and such, right? So I want to ask y'all a question, right? So as far as like dating on social media, how can like one be chivalrous like online? Is there ways like tools? What y'all think? Like all the dating apps, TikTok, IG, folks meet online. So how can a person be chivalrous in that space, or is that even a thing? What do y'all think about that?
send gifts.
Oh Lord. Just say gifts. Hit that button. Go ahead, Leah.
For one, for me, one of the best ways is pay attention. You know, a lot of times people share their stories, they share segments of their trauma, they share their experiences and joys, their wishes and whatnot. And especially if they share a graduation or some intimate pertaining to their family, I think one of the most chivalrous things you can do is acknowledge something that they share with us, that they were vulnerable enough to share with the world, and acknowledging such things outside of,
Yeah.
hey, what's up? Can I, DM? I think the most chivalrous thing a man can do is acknowledge that they paying attention and not just, hey, you fine, what's up?
I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree with that. So when you say gifts, Elder, you talking about like how you like send like stuff on like how it online?
I'm joking, but I'm serious at the same time.
Okay, okay,
Who
I
doesn't
got
like
you.
a gift? I mean, come on, who doesn't
You
like
know,
a gift? Yeah.
I think online, to piggyback off what my little brother say, a person now, and this goes both ways. For a person to pay attention, that is the same as being in person. If you're talking and you're saying, "Hey, next week I got to take this test," and if I know me and you're dealing online, and you said it online, and I tell you the day before, I send you that inbox. Good luck on that test.
Yeah.
It's gonna let you know, hey, that person is paying attention. That's something that I said that they caught. If you say, hey, you know what? I lost this and I've been looking for one. Like K Short said the other day. It was the letter opener. They mentioned that they had lost it and didn't know where it was at. He sent them 5 of them. He sent them a pack of 5, or however it was. Little things like that, paying attention to detail, I think is the best thing you can do online to show chivalry or concern, love,
Yeah.
attention, attraction, or anything.
Okay, real quick, real quick. And speaking of K Short, if you're still here, bro, I want to say thank you for that tip on the gas, man. Since you told me that tip, I kid you not, man. I've been getting a whole almost 100 extra miles per tank. Thank you for that tip, K Short.
Can you say
All
that
right,
tip one more, real quick? Then again,
pump the gas slow.
slow. Okay, yeah, I thought I
It
remember that.
allows the fumes to come out, and you get more gas. And I've been getting literally almost 100 miles per tank, extra miles when I pump it slower, like you said. So
All right,
I
I
just
do
want to say
remember
that
that.
real quick. Thanks, K Short. All right. Anybody else? Do y'all remember the question, or I need to read it back? Unmute yourself, Joanna.
I'm not muted. I said repeat it.
Okay, so the question was like, as far as social media, right? Are there particular aspects, ways that one can be chivalrous when like using dating apps, TikTok, apps where people meet and engage in intimate conversations and relationships?
I think they hit on it. The best you can do is pay attention, be mindful. Um,
Attention, be mindful.
yeah, pay attention and be mindful. That's it. Like he said, if I say I have a test or I got a job interview, getting a text that morning saying, "Hey, good luck on your job interview," or "I'm praying for you," or something like that, is a great way to show the
Chivalry.
best you can to be chivalry. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's a good.
Okay.
That's good.
So when you say be mindful, so what I hear like for me, right? If I'm into you, and if I see you right on here, then I'm gonna be mindful of your presence. I'm gonna engage with you, make sure that you know that I see you, stuff like that. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
LJ, you have something you want to add?
If you happen to, which we try to stay away from these rooms, but if you happen to go to a room where someone is harassing someone else, you can protect that person. So find a way to
Okay.
protect that person.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Hey, DJ,
Yes,
can I
sir.
say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we done been in here a good while. DJ having an amazing live. Can we please tap this screen? We appreciate all the gifts. We appreciate you sharing. We appreciate everything you're doing. But can y'all please tap the screen for my boy DJ right now? Because he definitely putting on a phenomenal event in a great place that we can come and, have these kind of conversations.
Yeah, we're gonna do a power tap real quick. Tap, tap, tap. Give us just a few seconds. It don't take much. Please and thank y'all. I appreciate everyone showing up. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. I appreciate the comments. After this power tap, we're gonna take some questions. So if y'all have questions, start sending the request. Um, Ward, I appreciate you coming up, but I'm gonna ask if you could make room for someone to come up and ask a question.
Okay,
And I definitely appreciate you. Come back and hang out with us.
I will.
All
And
right.
what, let me tell y'all real quick before I get off. I may not come
Yes.
back for a while because I'll be getting deployed to Iraq. I want y'all to know
Mm,
that this is the most awesome live going through TikTok. I love it when I can come across you guys and have this good in-depth conversation. Once I get situated, if I can connect, I'll connect and say hi and say I'm safe and chat with y'all because I've learned a lot from this group of men. And it's like, step how you want me to step, move how you want me to move. I've learned that from you guys, just sharing some more details from a man's perspective. And I really appreciate that.
okay. Keep in contact with us. Let me know how everything is moving and shaking. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, and I will be looking for you periodically.
All righty
You
then.
know.
Y'all take care.
All right. All right. Much love. Thanks again. Yeah. So let's tap the screen. Let's tap just for a few more seconds.
I think we can get at least 45, 50,000.
At least 45, 50. It ain't
At
gonna
least
take long.
45, 50.
Go for
Go for
50.
50 there.
Oh,
Go
we
for 50.
going for 50. We
Go
going
for
for
50.
50. As soon as we hit that 50, um,
And
Okay.
DJ, another way that people can help is like if I know that DJ is having a live and he needs some help with a particular aspect of it, or vice versa. If you know I'm having a live and you step in and help me with my live, that's chivalrous as well.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. I didn't think about that.
It is.
That's
That's
a
a
good.
good one.
Yeah.
Hey, Leo, how about if I showed you? Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you a picture after the live, bro. I got some wings,
Hey
I got
man,
some legs,
I want a picture
and
too.
I got some lamb chops sitting in the
Send me the
thing right now that
picture.
I got to marinate. I done
Send me the
cleaned them today.
picture too.
I got you, bro. I got you. So I don't know. I'm gonna throw them on the grill probably either tomorrow or Wednesday, but most likely Wednesday. I'm gonna go and marinate them things when we get off the live tonight, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Something basic.
47.
I thought about jerk, but I was like, nah, I'm tired of jerk right now. I might just do some a little basic. But bro, them lamb. I ran across some lamb chops at Publix.
Hey, what's up, Atika?
Whew.
So if you want to come up and ask a question about this whole chivalrous thing, if you want to come up and comment or anything, send a request now. I'm gonna ask my moderators to please pay attention to the box because I'll be forgetting. So if y'all don't mind,
Are you
bring some
ready?
folks.
Are you?
Are we at 50 yet? Don't
Yes.
make me,
Yep.
don't make me put where my glasses at?
Yeah,
We at
50.
50. We at
54
50,
minutes.
boss.
Well, before you bring somebody up, I want to say something.
you, put
About time.
you ain't have to
I
put them on
can't.
like that, TJ.
I
Another
can't
way
see.
is,
I'm sorry, Joanna. Go ahead.
and so no, what I was gonna say is another way too is like if I know that you're working on something like a project or whatever, and I have an easier way or a better idea, sending you that information, or even assisting to help sometimes is a good way to just show a sign of just being chivalry, especially when you're looking at online stuff. So
Okay. Silver Fox said that she posed a question, so bring her up. Silver Fox, come up and ask the question. Or you're gonna make me go back and look for it.
While
But
they
yeah,
coming
I
up,
agree, Joanna. All
Joanne, we
right.
got to be careful with that though, because some people get highly offended when you offer an easier way to do something. I know what I'm doing. You think you know everything? No, I don't. I'm just trying to help.
True story.
wow.
I'm
What's up,
sorry.
Silver
I
Fox?
can't. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
All is
Hello.
well.
I'm just strolling through. I
I
heard you was
appreciate
having
you
a
hanging out.
live DJ. Yeah.
You found us.
I can't show my face because TikTok took down or messed up my page, so I have to redo it, and I don't have enough followers to put on my.
Everybody follow Silver Fox. Help our John. Thank you. All right. What's your question or your statement?
All right, my question is: I've heard so much about what we don't do, in reference to chivalry. So my guys, have you experienced doing chivalry and have you had any positive and successful outcomes when you have done it?
I think I want Leo to answer that.
Absolutely. So one of the stories that I love sharing, I did a couple of posts about mistakes that I made in relationships post divorce. But on the flip side of that, in that same story, what I shared was my first encounter being shown my value and being shown reciprocation was with a woman and a young lady after I was divorced. And when I tell you, she would ask me, hey, you want to have lunch? Both of us was working in a similar area, and she would ask if I wanted to have lunch. I said, absolutely. The very first time I met to have lunch, she refused to allow me to pay. I said, hey, this is what I'm used. She said, no, I invited you out. She said, this on me. You can get the next one. And over a course of 2-3 years, when I tell you, I've never had a better experience with someone reciprocating and showing me that the energy you give me, as hard as you love me, I'm gonna love you just as hard, if not harder. And that showed me as a man what I deserve. And since then, man, when I love on a woman, I'm making sure I'm watching for that reciprocation, that appreciation. And if there's no appreciation and reciprocation, then hey, I know you ain't for me. But yes, I've had some incredible women since then that have shown me that they appreciate it. And it's because of the energy I release. Man, that's what I draw in. I draw in women who appreciate it and look to make sure that man know he ain't by himself.
Fellas, anybody else want to hop on that real quick?
You get back what you think. What you think your value is or what you think you're gonna have is what you're gonna get. So for brothers say that, that's absolutely when you're being chivalrous or you're being a good person, period. Even if we just change the term, when you're just being a person of value and you're giving that positive energy, when you have someone love you back, like Leo just say, it's going to raise your standard of what you're willing to accept. So when we come across willing to accept, so when we come across loved right, and it came from me doing this, so guess what? I'm going to continue to do this in hopes that I'm going to receive this back. So the more that that we do the chivalrous acts, and the more we get the positive return back, the more we're going to continue to do it, and we're going to hold a certain standard to say this is the new standard, and we're going to hold a certain standard to say this is the new standard because this is what I expect in return when I do.
Okay. Velvet? I wanted to know. I wanted to know in your acts of shit been positive as well as successful. I wanted to hear some of those stories versus what we all don't do. I think, in my opinion, just my opinion, when we begin to hear more success stories, I think you can give a or people an opportunity of hope. Chivalry is not dead. So I just wanted to hear from the men their
Okay.
success stories when they were doing that. What were your outcomes
So I'll just say
on a
this real
positive
quick.
note?
For me, one of the best feelings in the world, right, is when you know that you've been heard. So, like, just say for instance, if we're talking and I mentioned something that I've been desiring, right? And then 2 or 3 days later, that desire shows up because you was listening and really paying attention to our conversation. To me, that means more than just the fact to know that you were paying attention will make me just do those things even more, open up more, just talk and express myself even more.
Hmm.
Leo, what is that?
What was that, Leo?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I was distracted.
You see this art piece?
Yeah, it's our piece of art. Okay.
Now, the big bowl is a representation of a man, and he's pouring into this woman, but you may not
Oh, I
see the
see it.
water pouring back up on him. And so
Yeah, I see it.
I pour into her, and she poured back up on me. And somebody once said, whatever you give into a woman, she multiplies. And so if a
That's right.
man is giving love, that love's supposed to be multiplied and reciprocated back upon him.
Mm,
That's right.
I
That's right.
got you. All right, Silver Fox, I appreciate you coming
Well,
up,
thank you
asking
so
that
much.
wonderful
Hey,
question.
hey, DJ, can you get Lex in the city if she's still in the queue? She's been trying for a
Yeah,
while.
Lex. Can we get Lex in the
I
city up
got it.
here?
I got it.
And why?
Thank
There
you.
she go. What up, Lex?
Hey, wow. Peace to the host, peace to the panel. How are you guys?
Hey,
See, I
Lex in
got
the
you that
city.
VIP pass, Lex.
Yes, I
Appreciate you,
appreciate
Derek.
that. I'm gonna be real quick because I'm actually putting my littles down for bed. But I did have a question in relation to the social media. I guess not relationship because you're kind of just getting to know one another or
Yes,
establishing
ma'am.
with somebody via social media. Hi, Cassandra. I really just want to know as a man, right? There are times when I feel as though I want to express interest, but I don't want to take away the man's ability to pursue me because I feel like some men are, slightly offended by that or they feel like it's an aggressive approach. For example, when I'm out, I go out alone a lot and I sit at the bar because that's my preference, and I will send a man a drink across the bar, and I don't want to give you my number. I don't really care to have your number. It may be somebody that's kind of taking care of everybody else's tab, or I just see it as doing a lot for other people, and I just want you to know, you look nice, you smell nice, whatever the situation is. But I think sometimes it comes across and it sends the wrong message, and they're like, are you trying to take me home? I'm like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just trying to express interest. Like I think you're a nice looking gentleman. You smell nice. I see what you're doing for everybody else. I just want to show you that you're appreciated. And I don't want to come across as though I don't want to be pursued. So like, what's a healthy medium to show interest in a man without having to outright pursue him?
Yeah, I think we're gonna let Derek hop on that one. Go ahead, Coach.
So here's the thing. I'm very particular about words and language, right?
Right.
So you did two things, right? You said show interest, and you used the word pursue, right? Showing interest should not be a problem for you to do or for a man to receive. The pursuit part, when you said, when I express interest, I don't want to think that them to think I'm trying to pursue. If you're not pursuing, you're not pursuing. If they take it that way, that's not your man, right? So here's the thing. We're in a climate now where we talked about earlier about how visceral rejection can be. Sometimes that gesture may invite the man that's the one that should be approaching you. It may give him the spark to say, okay, cool, it's okay to go in, and then you let him do the rest. If he doesn't do the rest, that's not your man, right? If he says you're doing too much or you're pursuing him and all you did was just give him that little 2%, that's not your man. He trying to make you feel a certain way about a very gentle gesture. So I always say to women, don't pursue, but you can give him a signal, right? If you feel like the signal equals pursuing, that's on you. If he says the signal equals pursuing, that's not your man.
Got it. And I agree.
I might be wrong.
Anybody
No,
else
I
want
think
to
brother.
chime in? I
Really,
ain't gonna
it's like
chime in because I'm horrible at it.
it's look at it like this, Lex. In the game of baseball, you have a baseball coach, a base coach. I give my runner the signal to steal the base, but it's up to him to steal that base. I can give the signal, steal, or I can give the signal to my batter, swing away. It's up to him to make connection with the ball. It's up to the runner to steal the base successfully. I'm letting him know, hey, you got the opportunity, take it. That's all you can do. Once you put it out there, at that point you've done your job, and that's not you pursuing. That's still you're being able to keep your lady essence or your feminine essence to let the man chase. You just putting it out there. Hey, you smell nice. Hey, you look nice. Hey, I sent you this drink. I see you taking care of everybody else. Someone needs to take care of you. Here you go. A gentle gesture. At that point, you can fall back. You sent the signal. Let the base runner do the rest of the work.
And that's exactly it. But I have been told to not even do the initial act. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's fair because just like women deserve random acts of kindness, I feel like men do as well.
So as you speak, Leo, can you answer that question in the comments? What she said is sending a drink and signal as well. Can you answer that while you respond, Leo?
Yeah, if sending a drink is what?
A signal. He
A
said,
signal.
"But it's sending a drink a signal." Yes.
Okay, so two things. One, I call it dropping a handkerchief. So that's old school for just what my brothers below said, letting the man know. So one, I would, if I was a woman, I would avoid saying something directly. And if you're there, you're enjoying yourself, you have what you call a server. And if you want to be polite, if you got a hat, you can give a soft gaze and the tilt of your hat, let him know you see him. Leave it up to him. You can send the server over to inquire if he's available, for a conversation. And that's a nice, safe way to let him know you're interested, but you don't go any further. Sending a drink can be offensive to a certain type of guy because that's considered a gentleman's gesture. And in this climate of some men are not comfortable with some women being more successful, making more money, being in a certain position, and you don't know what you're approaching just yet. So sending a drink, depending on the nature of that man, which you won't know until you drop a handkerchief, can be somewhat insulting to a certain type of man. Like Big Brother Derek said, that's not your man if that's the case.
Right.
Certain men are okay and like, hey, I appreciate it. You mind if I get the next one? That's a comfortable brother. But to stay on the safe side, utilize your resources, utilize that service. And ask him if it's okay if I cover his next drink or appetizer, whatever the case. But just drop a handkerchief, make it light, and fall back. Let him do the rest.
That's good. See me, I'm horrible at this thing. I'm gonna tell you, stuff go over my head all the time. Folks will tell you, people be flirting and I be clueless. I don't be
You don't be
having no
clueless,
idea.
man. You be
Man, I
beating
be
that bird.
clueless, bro. I'm telling you, I be clueless, man. I ain't even. But anyway, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that question, and
No,
that's why I let them answer because I would have sent you on the spiral.
if I may, I want to
That's
say
why I
to
keep these
somebody
people
else.
around me.
No, that's okay, D. I understand. And I agree with everything that's said. That's the exact page that I'm on. But somebody asked why not just say hello? Because you never know who someone is with. You never know the situation. You never know if they're meeting a guest or if somebody's going to be arriving. You don't want to put them in a situation where
Mm-hmm.
now they're uncomfortable and they don't even have space to have the conversation, which is why I don't exchange numbers. Because I feel like at some point we will have to see one another again. And I feel like gestures stick with people, right? They're
Mm.
like, okay, I do remember. Maybe I
So,
could be talking
and I
to.
will say real quick though is be careful about how you start because that's usually how the relationship is going to continue. So if you start off being the aggressor, being the one always pushing and engaging, then that's probably going to be the type of relationship. So just be mindful of that.
Understood. Thank you
Hey,
so much.
hey, DJ,
Yes, sir.
real quick, I say this, Lex, and since you know me, I know you good. Speaking and saying hello, you by you saying that because you're saying you don't know if someone else may come or whatever, you are not in the wrong if you speak to someone that at the time they're by themselves. If they choose to engage, knowing that they have someone else coming along, that had nothing to do with you speaking. That speaks on the character of who that person is.
Good
Because
point.
that's a simple hello, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm good, how you doing? And if you try to make conversation, they should let you know, oh, I'm just here waiting on my wife to arrive. We're gonna have dinner. They should do something to let you know. The same way a man try to slide, hey, your husband on his way here, y'all finna have dinner tonight, or way he just try to throw that random question is the same thing with you. Don't let not that opportunity because I know you say, and I've heard you say before, it's a possibility we're gonna see again. It's a possibility you may not. So sometimes we have to act on what's in our right there when it's there. We don't have to jump and be super aggressive, but we at least need to initiate the fire. Throw the wood, do something to initiate where
Yeah,
it's some kind of comeback to.
that's good, man. I appreciate you, Lex.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Steve. And thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Everybody good? Nobody else want to add nothing? Do we
So
got
yeah,
anybody else in the
You
queue?
know, I wanted to
All
add
right.
something to that because
All
at the
right,
end of
go
the day,
ahead.
don't
Hold
don't
on,
send no
Joe.
man. First of all, you send a man a drink, you sending a signal. I'm sorry to put it that way. Sending him a signal, and it's just my train of thought. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
listen.
he should be
You
easier
send
to
a
say
man a
hello.
drink, you're sending him a signal, which gives him air and opportunity to strike up a conversation. Whether you want to talk to that man or not, you open Pandora's box just by sending him a drink, and it could have been a nice gesture. I just want to send you a drink. Nah, in his mind, it's like, yo, Shorty just sent me a drink. She must be feeling me. Let me go slide over there and try to conversate. And I'm gonna try to get her number. I'm gonna try to get. But you set the tone.
Yeah, that's what I
Once you
meant.
set
You
that
set the
tone, you
tone.
gotta understand. You, regardless the fact, some men, and I'm not saying all men, but there are some brothers that will actually be sitting at the bar, and because you sent them a drink, automatically think, oh, she's feeling me. I
Yeah,
gotta go over there now. I gotta engage in conversation. And
agreed.
same thing with and same thing vice versa with a man sends a woman a drink. 9 out of 10 times the brother sending a woman a drink, not to be nice, he sent a drink because he thinks she looks good and he wants to go over there and politic. I mean, it is what it is. You can't
Yeah,
open
yeah.
that door and expect nobody to walk in.
Yeah,
That's just my
yeah.
thoughts.
All right, I appreciate that, bro. I ain't got no rebuttal. LJ, you was saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Walt, when you say that it's safer to speak to someone and sending them a drink, I mean, to me, it'd be easier to say hello to somebody than trying to send them a drink and then trying to figure out how they're gonna receive it.
Big sis, to me personally, I don't. I think whatever your intentions are, you're responsible for your intentions and your intent. So if I send, that's just like, okay, you my sister, LJ, you my sis. If I send you some roses just to say, I appreciate you, sis, here you go. If I'm sending that from the heart because you my sister and I want to give you a better day, now you can sit back and say, now why would he send me some roses knowing he married? It's all about my job is to send you something or to do something and make sure that if you ask the question, I'm letting you know what my exact intent is.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for how you take it. That's just like if I say, hey, you know what? I love what perfume is that? That's a very nice scent. That don't mean I'm trying to get next to you. I may really be complimenting you because you have a beautiful scent. Now you could take that. Oh, he was all over me talking about how good I smell. No, you smelled nice. I'm not interested in you at all. But I did want to know that because if it's something, when me and my wife go out, we're gonna go and see if this scent compliments her wearing it because it smelled nice. The only thing we can do is be responsible for what we do.
I got you. I got you.
A good point. The thing I wanted to express to Lex was this though. If you send a drink from the bartender, 9 out of 10 times that man is going to ask about, well, who sent this drink? Or the bartender is going to be like, the young lady over here sent you a drink. He's not going to just come and put a drink in front of the man and be like, here's a drink. Because me, I'm going to question, where does drink come from? Who gave me this drink? Oh, she did? Okay, well, thank you. Now it gives me an opportunity either to buy her another drink or walk over there and thank her. You see what I'm saying? So at the same token, you opened up a door, you opened up a gateway for me to come in there. Either way, I can still strike up a conversation. Now, if I look at you and automatically I feel that you are an attractive woman, hands down, I'm gonna walk over there. Why would I say to me like thank you? The average man is going to get up and walk over there, thank you for the drink, what's your name, strike up a conversation, and then you can't get upset. Well, I just did it to be nice. No. In some men's mind, you ain't doing that to be nice. You're doing that because I think that you feeling me. And if I think that you feeling me, guess what? I'm going to go do what a man is going to do. I'm going to go try to talk to this woman.
And both are
So,
valid
so
points. Like,
right. And
very like me, I, I'm not gonna assume anything unless it's right in my face. But again, that's just me being me, and things going over my head. So I mean, both points are valid. So there's no disagreement, from my end. My vocals, what's up? You've been talking a lot in the comments.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
What's
I'm
up, my
in the
friend?
bed. I was just letting Miss Lex know I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I understood what she was saying. I was just letting her know that sometimes it's the intent. She may not have had an intent, but the person that receives the drink may have thought that there was an intent behind it. Like she may just honestly had a nice gesture. Like, hey, you look good, you smell good, or hey, it might have been a long day, here's a drink. But the person sometimes don't always have that same, you know what I'm saying? They may
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
she has some type of intent behind it. And just like a lot of people on the panel have said, they can receive it any kind of way they want. It may not mean a thing.
Yeah.
It could just mean, hey, the sky's blue today. But that's all we were just saying. It may not mean a thing. It may do. They can receive it however they want.
I
People interpret
appreciate
things
that.
different ways. So that's all we were just saying.
So I
I think Leo. Did you have something to say, Leo? I'm sorry. No.
That's a good
Joe, was
point
that you,
because
Joanna? Oh, sorry. Go
that's
ahead,
a
Dr.
good
Cassie.
point because being nice these days is taken as a flirt, is taken as, coming at someone, just being nice. I was
We can't hear you, Dr. Cassie.
and
Can y'all hear her?
can you hear me?
It's kind of
You
cutting in
hit
and
cut
out.
in, cut in.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
think
how
it's
is
good now.
that? Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so being nice sometimes come off, like you're flirting or you have an intention to, come at someone. So sometimes being nice is taken the wrong way. You know what I'm noticing these days?
Tell us what you're
Words
noticing.
words don't have its original meaning anymore. Everybody makes up their own meaning to words.
True
And it
story.
is so you're on pins and needles to say things, do things because you're just so worried that, oh my goodness, are they going to take it the right way? You know?
Yeah.
So it's just how it is out there today.
And
All
that
right.
circulates right back to the original thing, DJ, that you asked.
Yeah.
Why has chivalry changed? Because if we do certain things, it's automatically taken as this is what we want. So the only way to overcome that is for us to continue to do these things.
Yeah.
Do these things, and when it's brought to you, be stern at, hey, look, you know what? I know this may have came off like that. That is not my intent. I seen you taking care of everybody else. I wanted to show you some love. For you taking everybody else, you deserve it. That's it.
Facts. I
And
like
at
that.
that point, if that person, if that male or man or woman can't accept that and move on, that's on them. Because we can't allow society to get so far gone that we make them dictate, or we allow them to dictate the good things that we're going to be doing out of fear of how it's going to be received. We're going to be bad off if we do that.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, when I was, way back in the old Western days when I was outside, I used to send a drink anonymously. I would never let them know that I sent it. I would send it over to them, and they would be like, "Oh my god," and they wouldn't even know it was me because as a man, I don't even want to know what's going to come along with that because it happens on both sides, right? And sometimes there's an expectation that you're going to get 30 more, right? So we're not even playing those games. You don't need. I'm gonna go to the other side of the damn club and have fun with that and keep it moving. I appreciate, and if they do see it's me, I'm like, you know what? I just appreciate that y'all took the time out to, put yourself together tonight. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself. And that's how I used to roll. Because, and if they came back later, then But the initial approach wasn't. I'm trying to, whatever.
Now that's a good idea. That was a good idea.
Yeah, that
If you're not
anonymous.
trying to get with nobody, that is.
The best
Right.
way to do it is, and that's what I was gonna say. That's a good way to do it because 9 out of 10 times, if you're sending somebody a drink and you're single and you see them and you find them attractive, you're sending them a drink to get their attention. And so how they respond, but you can't tell me you sending me a drink just to say, oh, because if I see you buying everybody at the bar a drink and I send you one, I would just send one and say, hey, don't tell them who it's from. That's just tell them that it's just because I see what you're doing. Great job. But if you be honest with yourself and you see a guy at the bar and you want to holler at him and you send him a drink, you're doing that because you want to get his attention. But sometimes we can't be honest enough to say that, you know what, we're on this industry where I ain't going to send no man no drink. I don't want him. He needs to come to me first and he needs to approach me first. But if you like him and that's what you want to do, then you got to be okay with doing it and then accept whatever responses that happens. You got to accept that. But there's nothing wrong with it. But we can't play the game like, oh, I was just being nice. No, I did it because I thought he was handsome and I wanted to holler. And that's that's you being honest and accepting the truth.
Yeah.
And do you see what I'm saying? So we have to let's just keep it real. If we send
Yeah,
a
that's
drink,
good.
we're trying to holler, and it's
All right,
okay.
what you got, Leo?
All right, so look, I'm gonna throw a curveball in this thing, man. I learned
Go ahead, Leo.
I learned regionally it's different out here in these streets. So coming to the A, it was two things that happened here that just made me go, okay, I'm from Illinois. All right, so Illinois, I can send one, and it is what it is. Don't nobody trip. So when I first got to the A, minding my business, young lady kept looking, sent the drink, went on, and she volunteered herself to sit next to me. I'm like, what's up? She was like, well, you bought me a drink, so I figured you wanted the house. I say, no, I'm from the Midwest. That's just what we do. If we make eye contact too many times, it's just a gesture not to be rude. Now, on the flip side, for some brothers watching, I'm always out by myself. I've had this happen 2-3 times where I'm out and some young ladies or a young woman would send me a drink. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And a couple of minutes later, when them young ladies turn their head, the server come and tell me, look, some dude bought them a drink and they just forwarded it to you. And so, don't fall for the okie doke. And I'm just
Gotcha.
like, word? And so, yes. So that's a whole, yes, told you I was going to throw a curveball. So I've had that happen 2-3 times where a dude didn't bought a young lady a drink. They see somebody else they interested in, and they had to serve the forward a drink to that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's up? And so, hey, the game is wild out here. Stay woke.
I appreciate that tip. That's me, just me.
Hello,
Question, comment,
everyone.
statement.
How are
How's
y'all?
all is well?
So what'd you say?
Oh, you said how are y'all? I said all is well.
Oh, okay, great. So I kind of wanted to push us back toward the chivalry conversation, and away from the drink conversation, because I think we kind of got distracted in the conversation. However, so my question is for the men specifically, because we had someone that said that like her, I guess it was her daughter, had said that she didn't teach her son chivalry. So for the men
Yes, her
specifically
grandson.
that are on the panel, when you encounter a young man that is not displaying chivalrous behavior, do you feel like it is part of your responsibility as a man that is like an older gentleman, older than a kid, not saying y'all old, but older than a kid, to teach that man, or to take that opportunity to teach that young man some chivalrous behavior, to impart into them? And if you do feel that is your responsibility, how do you go about doing that?
Absolutely. It's simple. You see, for me, I'm a little aggressive, so I'll be like, look, brother, what you doing? Why you not holding that door for that woman? Like this is, and I'll explain it to him the reason why. See, it's one thing I'm gonna come hard at you, but I'm coming hard at you with love, because some of these brothers you can't be too sensitive with. So you got to explain to them, look, man, a real man's gonna hold a door for a woman. A real man's gonna do certain things. Well, I'm not gonna say real men because a lot of people don't even know what a real man is. So I'm just gonna say men that have respect, that have morals, is going to actually hold a door for a woman. He's going to actually allow this, like open the door, doing certain things for this woman. So I have to show you, and sometimes we have to lead by example. Because sometimes we could tell them, but you know what they say, you could tell somebody something, but it goes into one and right out the other. But if we actually show them, like, look, man, that's all you got to do. It ain't that hard. It's common sense. And once they start understanding, like, okay, well, wait, this old this brother, he's saying something. See, it's the way that we have to come at them, but we have to do it with a love as well, because we can't just demand it,
Yeah.
because the way that these young men are growing up right now, we can't demand anything on them. We have to show them love, because they don't know what love looks like coming from a man, because they don't have their fathers or certain men in their family not showing them the right type of love that you're supposed to show these young men. So we have to come at them with a stern type of love, so that way they can understand where we're coming from.
I like that. Yeah, let's go, Leo.
I'm gonna go opposite of Velvet. I knew he was gonna come hard. I like what he had to say, but I'm gonna go opposite of him. I'm gonna say no, and it's a key reason why I say no, because most moms get in the way. Most moms have their kids on the football team, on the basketball team, on the whatever team, and the coach can't even correct the kid. You know what I'm saying? If they're not in the same household with the opposite parent, it's leave my baby alone. Don't talk to him like that. You ain't got to do it this way. I grew up in a time where coaches cussed you out and then they showed you love afterward. You cannot talk to kids like Velvet said. You gotta kind of coddle them in a way and be gentle with them in the way their mom would, so that you don't get cussed out. But the reality is, just like I said, if I'm holding the door and somebody's son try to walk through and I put that arm out, like, bro, what you doing? That's different. Like you're not gonna do me like that. But all in all, you gotta be careful because these moms are out of pocket. They don't want nobody saying nothing to their baby, not even the coach. So it makes it impossible for us as men, the ones that are doing it right, it makes it impossible for us to do and pass the torch because moms won't get out the way.
Yeah, you gotta do a risk assessment before you do it.
If
But
if I may split the vote, I agree I agree with both of you guys. But the way to do it is by what Velvet say to lean more on his side by example. If you see me being this type of man, your eyes pick up more than your ears ever hear. That's why I hate the saying, do as I say, not as I do. No, that's BS. Because even when you're not talking to me, I'm watching you. And that's when I'm learning the most. I tell people that all the time. I learn more about you when I'm not talking to you and you don't realize that I'm watching you. Because when you don't know you're being watched, you're your natural self.
Yeah.
you know,
So
no, go ahead. Well, I'm
So,
sorry.
so when you're in that element, if I see a young man coming through, like you say, hey, hold on, I got you. Let me show you this. Hey, let him do this. Delivery is everything. And I'm going to move out the way first. I'm going to be like, hold on, wait a minute, man. Let her go through first. And it's all about how you say it, like what Lex was saying in there. Now, it's regional, like Leo just said. I didn't understand that until I moved up north from Florida. Velvet, you my brother, you know that I love you, man. But men and women from New York or up north, that is a different monster. They way that they handle anything, and you like, what in the world? I'm showing you mad love. No, I thought I had to fight right now the way you talking to me. So it's you have to take that into consideration as well, where they're coming from. Like Gumbo just said, risk assessment. If you can pick up certain things, you got to try to process it fast of how you're going to handle it. But I think you do show the young ones the way, and you do it by leading by example.
No, and you're right because the simple fact is, like even growing up in New York, as I was growing up, when I seen older men doing it, I'm like, I ain't doing that. But then it became a habit because they didn't even have to tell me. But I seen the response that they was getting from women. And at one point, I was doing it just, and I'm gonna be honest, I was doing it because, hey, I'm trying to get this woman, so let me grab this door real quick. But as I got older, I realized, like, listen, it's just something that we should do as men. Like, it's a habit. It is what it is. I'm a hold the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm an open car doors, depending on, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, depending on my mood. But like you said, some of these women are so independent, they don't even want you opening the car door. Because they're like, well, if you ain't been doing it, don't start it now. But it's not the principle. Whether I've been doing it, if I haven't been doing it, I'm doing it now. You see what I'm saying? So take it under consideration. It's wild when you think about it. Like these young boys are not doing it. They rather walk first. But then I got to be like, yo, come on, son, now listen. Oh, let the woman go first. And they be like, you know what? You're right, OG. You're right, OG. See, right then, just by me telling them, like, yo, let her go first. And all of a sudden, I'm an OG. It's not about being an OG. It's like, dude, just have some common courtesy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
here's the
That's a
thing:
good.
would you hold a door for your mama? Because the same woman that you hold a door for your mother, you could do it for any other woman.
Velvet, if I may throw a quick curveball, here's the bad thing about that. Yes, I would hold the door for my mama. But the women that we're out here encountering today is not the same woman as my mama. So now, and I hate to say this because one thing I never use gender. I think it goes both ways. But in this rare occasion, I'm going to say this, and I hope it don't get me jumped on, but I'm going to say this. A lot of women, not all, a lot of women have come more acceptable to, I want the bad boy. I don't want the one that's holding the door. I want the one that's mushing me in the face, that's telling me I ain't this, that ain't doing that. You soft as hell. You ain't nothing. The man that holds the doors and the respected one that you can take home to your parent, they don't want that no more. They want the bad boy out there now. They want what they see on the internet that they assume. They want the Jim Jones type guy running around here, pants sagging. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. They love that. The intelligent brother that's the doctor or the lawyer, they looking right past him to the corner boy.
But
It's
but but
hard.
but Walt,
All
you know what
right.
the problem is with that? Real quick, I'm sorry.
All
Here's the
right.
problem
Go
is
ahead.
because their mothers had bad boys. See, and they only practicing what they see. Remember, monkey see, monkey do. So at the same token, if their mother had bad boys, what do you think they're going? Well, because the mother never had a man that fits that's been there, that's done all these good things. She's always had the man that's knocking upside the head, throwing up against the wall, out there dealing with other women, coming in the
All
home
right,
drunk, treating her like
let's
whatever.
bring it back
But
a
let me
little bit,
stop. Let me
y'all.
stop. But
Let's
I'm
bring
not.
it back a little bit. That was a great question,
And,
SD. Just me. Did
and
you
for
have
the people
another?
in the
I
comments,
do have another question.
just to piggyback on my boy Walt, he said some, not all. He said some, not all.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you,
He
Gumbo.
did. Agreed. He did say some. So I do have a
DJ,
follow-up
DJ,
question. Um,
sorry, DJ.
Hold on, hold on. All right, go ahead, Dr. Cassie.
So I hear all of this and I agree with everybody, but we got to get back into the school system. You know, I have a teenager and I would say to him when he's going to the bus, hey, let the girls go first. Mom, they don't do that at school, right? So
Yes.
you got to go back in the school. You could train them you want at home, but then when they're going to school or they're going to any community event or any space, and that's not the culture there, then they shift because they'll be the cool kid. You know what I'm saying? So we got to
Yes.
look at that too. It's not only from the home, you know. So just look at that real quick too. So,
It's that word that you hit me with. That word train. We don't train our children because we only train animals. It's something that we have
All
to
right.
teach. I mean, I'm
Hold
just
on one
saying.
second, Gabby.
I know. I go a
Yeah.
little hard. My bad.
SD, just me. What you got? Okay, we got time for this last question, and then we're gonna
so
start
my
shutting it
last
down.
question was for you, DJ. Can you clarify when you asked your question about the social media chivalry? Were you speaking specifically about online things or when something has moved offline?
I was speaking about online things like as like getting to know people, boundaries and stuff like that. Like how can um that chivalry still be shown while dating in the social media space? Like there was no particular angle. I just wanted to hear different perspectives of that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, y'all. Man, this was good. So now what I want y'all to do is just tell us what y'all got going on, what's coming up, and I'm gonna start with I am Go because I know she has to go at 9. So we're gonna start with Go, and then we'll go down and Derek and come back up. So what you got going on? What's coming up? What you got, LJ? Where can we find you? Unmute yourself, please.
Okay, so not this. What's today's date? The 7th.
There's a 7.
So the 15th, which is next Tuesday, Walt and I will be hosting doing my men's mental health panel for the month, and at the end of the month, which we'll release a date later, we'll be doing a grief panel. So those are the two things I'm saying for this month.
All right, all right. I appreciate you.
Though,
And
It's gonna be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
yeah, and her panels are awesome. There's always great information, great panelists. So please follow her. Just go. It's great information. If it's not for you, you can pass it on to someone. So let's check out Derek. What's up, my brother?
I do the same thing every day. I'm just helping people heal.
Yeah,
If you need to know how to start your healing journey, everybody's journey is different, but I help you. I help you with the how because we weren't taught these things. So just hit me up. Like I'm not going to go down the whole list. I just got a bunch of stuff. Just go to the link in the bio,
yeah,
and let's get it started. Don't stop rescheduling your healing journey, and let's get it. That's
yeah.
all I got.
And if you reach out to me, I'm gonna send you his way because Derek is the real deal for real.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Walt, what you got, my brother? What's coming up besides the panel with LJ?
Yep, the panel with LJ. I'm actually on a phenomenal panel tomorrow with Miss Joanne. I'll let her talk more in detail about it. We got that going on. But the biggest thing for me, keep your eyes open. The Bearded Connection was phenomenal. The playground was phenomenal. But now Walt Hustle has the Hustle Way and is on the way. The new thing that's coming out, keep your eyes open. Walt Hustle presents the Hustle Way.
Man, I ain't mad at it. Dr. Cassie.
hello. Every
Hey.
Saturday
Saturday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have an expression room. People come on in, express themselves through
Yeah.
whatever. If you want to do poetry, music, or if you want to open the mic and talk, just a space where people could just come and talk.
Okay. Every
Thank you for
Saturday at
coming.
what time?
8 p.m. Central
Okay.
Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Cool. All right. The expression
Nice
room. I
to meet
love
you
it.
guys. Have a good night. I said, nice to meet you guys on the panel. Have a good night,
You,
everyone.
you too,
Meet
Doc.
you too, Cassandra. Nice to
I
meet
love
you.
that
Can't
accent.
wait. Can't wait till the next time.
She wasn't gonna let y'all miss that one.
Right.
Joanna, what you got coming up?
Um, Tomorrow I will be hosting a live dealing with femininity, offering a feminine challenge for the women and men. Well, not a feminine challenge for men, but but we will be dealing with alignment and what that's all about. And I think that's the start of when you, as women, when you want to tap into your femininity, getting aligned and cleaning out some stuff and dealing with you is the first step. So join me tomorrow night from 6:30 to whenever. Here,
6:30 until East.
right?
What time zone? What time zone?
Central Standard Time. So
Central
six
Standard.
thirty
Okay.
Central Standard Time here, and we're gonna dive into some stuff. So
Okay. Feminine. I always tie that word up.
femininity,
Feminine. Yeah, that one. All
yes.
right. Velvet, man, I've been pulling up on you, man. You rough on them, boy.
Well, if that's the case,
Talk
I
to
got
us.
tonight 11:30. I missed my time yesterday because I was busy with some family over the weekend. But tonight,
Okay.
11 between 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Um,
I'll be there.
I got a late night session for those that can stay up, for those
Yeah.
without curfews. If you ain't an adult and you ain't got no strong mentality, some don't
Ain't
come
got
to
no
my house
backbone.
if you ain't got no backbone because you're gonna get this work. But I think tonight's topic is I might have spoken it before, but I want to go a little bit more into depth with this one
Okay.
because there's some things that I had a conversation with some dudes on the job today, and I had to get a little deep on them. So I think this one's gonna be very good.
All right, man. I see you there. Leo,
My man, appreciate my big brothers on the platform. You know
I'm
what I'm
waiting on
saying?
you,
Hey, I'm
man.
honored, man. Y'all make me feel good. Little bro coming through with y'all, man. Let me hang out.
Man, look.
Uh, but real talk, at the top of August, I'm starting my coffee with Leo. And the
Okay.
focus would be prayer, affirmations, and then structure of setting the atmosphere of your day before your day meets you. And so I announce the times and the setting a little bit later. I got to get some other things lined out. But at the top of August, I'm gonna kick off my morning coffee with Leo sessions. Get your day started right.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it, man. Look, man, all these people on here, I'm telling you, I keep these folks around me for a reason. They keep me accountable. They keep me sharp, and I know where I fall short and the tools that I don't have, they have them. I'm telling you, like all these folks here, they're
My
not
bad,
just here
DJ. I
for
appreciate my sisters.
coincidence.
I love you, Dr. Hall. I
Yeah.
love you, Joanna.
Um,
Too
Love
late.
these are
you, love you,
great
Too
more,
folks,
Jay.
late.
man.
Too late. I'm
Uh,
calling y'all out tonight. Y'all did too late.
yeah, these are great folks. I keep
Look,
them
I told
around
you I
for a
love my
reason.
accent. My bad, DJ. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, it's all good. Let me know you through. Go ahead.
I'm done. I'm done.
Now, you sure?
Positive.
But look, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. It starts with you. All right. The chivalrous, if you want a man to be chivalrous and treat you some sort of way, then you gotta also treat yourself a sort of way. If you want a man to feel a sort of way about you, then you have to feel that way about yourself. If you walk around here moping, mad, angry, then ain't no dude gonna want to be chivalrous towards you. It starts with you and how you treat yourself and what you accept across the board. All right. I love y'all. Follow everyone on here. These are my people. And I see y'all next Monday at 7 Central Standard live sessions with your boy DJ Unk Life. Peace.
DJ up.